Most people never realize how powerful they truly are. They move through life carrying hidden potential but never unlocking it. They settle for average. They stay where it feels safe. They wait for the perfect moment, the perfect opportunity, or the perfect feeling. But perfection never arrives. Today is different. Today is about understanding one truth that can completely change your life. Nobody is coming to push you. Nobody is coming to hand you discipline, confidence, or success. At some point, you have to become the person who pushes yourself, because greatness begins the moment excuses end. Success has never belonged only to the talented. It doesn't belong only to the lucky or the privileged. Success belongs to people who keep moving when they don't feel like moving. It belongs to people who continue when stopping would be easier. It belongs to people who choose action over comfort. That is the difference. Every successful person you've ever admired had moments of doubt. They felt fear. They questioned themselves. They experienced failure and uncertainty. But they kept going, not because they had superhuman confidence, because they decided not to let temporary emotions control permanent outcomes. Growth starts where comfort ends. And comfort is dangerous because it feels harmless. It whispers, take it easy today. Start tomorrow. Wait until you're ready. But tomorrow becomes next week. Next week becomes next month. And suddenly years pass. Life changes through small choices repeated every day. Every morning you make a decision. You can challenge yourself or avoid discomfort. You can move forward or remain where you are. You can grow or stay the same. The decisions may seem small at first. Wake up early or sleep a little longer. Read something valuable or scroll endlessly. Exercise or make excuses. Take action or delay. Tiny choices create massive futures because your habits become your identity. And eventually your identity becomes your destiny. Many people believe they need motivation before they begin. But motivation is unreliable. Some days you'll feel inspired. Some days you'll feel unstoppable. But many days you won't. And those difficult days reveal who you really are. Because champions aren't built on easy days. They're built on the days they wanted to quit but didn't. They're built on mornings when they felt tired but still showed up. They're built on moments when nobody was watching. You see, there are two voices living inside every person. One voice says, you can do more. Keep going. Try again. Take the chance. The other voice says, you're not ready. Maybe later. What if you fail? It's too difficult. Every day those voices compete. The one you feed becomes stronger. If you constantly listen to fear, fear grows. If you consistently choose courage, courage grows. Eventually your decisions create your mindset, and your mindset creates your reality. Here's something powerful to remember. You are capable of more than you've proven. You have more strength than you've used, more creativity than you've expressed, more resilience than you've discovered. Most people never test their limits. They create invisible boundaries and then live inside them. But those limits often aren't real. They are stories. Stories created by fear. Stories created by past failures. Stories created by other people's opinions. The moment you stop believing those stories, your life begins changing. Think about areas where you know you can improve. Maybe your health, maybe your mindset, maybe your finances, maybe your goals. Deep down, you probably already know what needs to change. The problem usually isn't information. The problem is action. Most people know what they should do, but knowing and doing are two different worlds. The gap between them is where dreams are either created or destroyed. That gap requires effort. That gap requires discipline. That gap requires you to push yourself. Your comfort zone may feel safe, but nothing extraordinary grows there. Dreams don't grow there. Potential doesn't grow there. Confidence doesn't grow there. Confidence is built through action. You become confident after doing difficult things, not before. That's why waiting until you feel ready is a trap, because nobody ever feels fully ready. People simply decide to begin, and action creates belief. Imagine your life 1 year from now if you started pushing yourself today. Imagine becoming stronger physically, more disciplined mentally, more focused emotionally. Imagine becoming someone who follows through, someone who keeps promises to themselves, someone who stops talking and starts doing. How different would your life look? Now ask yourself another question. What happens if nothing changes? What happens if you continue repeating the same patterns? Because if habits don't change, results don't change. If actions stay the same, outcomes stay the same. Life rewards movement, not intention, not wishing, not waiting, movement. But pushing yourself doesn't mean exhausting yourself. It doesn't mean working endlessly without purpose. It means becoming intentional. It means understanding the difference between being busy and being productive. Some people stay active all day but accomplish very little. Others focus intensely on a few important things and transform their lives. Pushing yourself means directing energy toward what truly matters. It means eliminating distractions. It means protecting your attention. It means saying no to things that steal your future. Because every yes to something unnecessary becomes a no to something important. Success isn't only built by what you start. It's also built by what you stop. Stop delaying. Stop doubting. Stop waiting. Stop underestimating yourself. One of the strongest lessons you can learn is this. You don't need to feel ready. You simply need to start. Some of the greatest achievements in history began with uncertainty. People took action before confidence appeared. People moved before conditions were perfect. People acted despite fear. And because they acted, they discovered abilities they never knew they had. Momentum changes everything. Small action creates confidence. Confidence creates bigger action. Bigger action creates bigger results. And suddenly the person you wanted to become starts becoming real. But understand this clearly. Transformation isn't one giant moment. It's thousands of small moments, thousands of choices, thousands of decisions. Success isn't built overnight. It's built daily. The world celebrates big victories. But big victories are usually created by invisible effort, by ordinary days repeated consistently. The truth is that most growth happens quietly. Nobody applauds early mornings. Nobody celebrates discipline immediately. Nobody notices small improvements at first. But over time, they become impossible to ignore. If you improve just slightly every day, the results eventually become extraordinary. Little by little becomes a lot. Step by step becomes miles. Progress compounds. Unfortunately, many people quit because progress seems invisible. They stop too early. They give up before results appear. They walk away just before breakthrough moments arrive. Don't make that mistake. Keep showing up. Keep pushing. Keep moving. Even when progress feels slow. Because slow progress still moves forward. Stopping does not. Failure will happen. There will be setbacks. There will be mistakes. There will be moments when you feel frustrated. That's part of the journey. Failure is not proof that you should stop. Failure is proof that you're trying. Every successful person failed repeatedly. The difference is they learned instead of quitting. Failure teaches lessons success cannot. Failure develops strength. Failure develops resilience. Failure develops character. When you push yourself, even unsuccessful attempts create growth. Because every challenge leaves you stronger than before. And strength built through struggle lasts. At the end of life, people rarely regret trying. They regret not trying. They regret chances ignored, dreams delayed, potential wasted. Because regret lasts longer than discomfort. The temporary pain of discipline is small compared to the permanent pain of wondering what could have been. So ask yourself, what dream have you been postponing? What goal have you delayed? What fear has controlled your decisions? And what happens if nothing changes? Because time keeps moving whether you act or not. Days continue. Months continue. Years continue. The question isn't whether time passes. The question is who you become while it passes. You don't need perfect conditions. You don't need complete certainty. You don't need permission. You simply need to decide. Decide that average is no longer enough. Decide that excuses no longer control you. Decide that comfort no longer owns your future. Because once you decide, everything begins changing. Maybe not instantly, maybe not dramatically, but gradually, powerfully, permanently. The world doesn't need another person hiding their potential. It needs people willing to rise, people willing to grow, people willing to become more. And that starts with you. Starting today, challenge yourself. Do one difficult thing every day. One action that scares you. One action that stretches you. One action your future self will thank you for. Keep doing it again and again. Because eventually, difficult things become easier. Eventually, fear becomes smaller. Eventually, discipline becomes identity. And one day you'll look back and realize something incredible. You became the person you once hoped to become, not through luck, not through shortcuts, not through waiting, through action, through consistency, through choosing growth when comfort was easier. Your future's not waiting for perfect timing. Your future is waiting for your decision. Push yourself, keep moving, keep growing, and become the person you were always capable of becoming.